Hello, friends. It's Becky Bridgham coming to you live on the Beautifully Enough page with a free Friday flow yoga. So I know a lot of us our routines are changing, our lives are changing, our workouts are changing. There's a lot of stress in the world right now, and one thing that helps me is yoga. So if you know me or don't know me, I've been teaching fitness classes for probably 5 years, and I started out teaching PiYo, which is a more fitness-based Pilates and yoga. And then about 2 years ago, I got my 200-hour yoga certification, and that has allowed me to teach everything. I can teach kids, I can teach chair yoga, I could teach yin yoga, all the different things. And so this class today is really going to be focused on stretching and de-stressing. So maybe another Friday we'll do a more fitness-based one that will get your heart rate up, but I feel like a lot of what we need now is a little bit of deep breathing and stretching our bodies, moving our bodies, and just really some more peace and calmness. So that's what this class is going to be. It'll probably be around 30 minutes, and do what feels comfortable for you. So I have my mat set up in my bedroom because it's the only place in my house with a door, because my kids are home too. And not that they would bother me, but I don't want to be distracted by watching them walk around and do their thing. And then I have my AirPods in so that hopefully you can hear me better when I'm over there with my head upside down. So do what feels comfortable for you. Again, every body is different. Every body is different. So if, I have a long stride and you have a short stride, or your arms don't go fully straight, this is not about comparison. I always say, keep your eyes on your own mat. I will share with you some tips and tricks or modifications to make it comfortable for you. But this is not supposed to be stressful, right? This is supposed to be a time to just be and relax and move your body. So with that, we're just going to get started. I'm going to dive right in, and I'm going to start my watch so that I can keep track of how much time we are doing this for. And then also, I'm not going to be able to really read the comments because I'm going to be over there. But if you want to drop a comment at some point, whether you're watching this live or watching this later, of who you are, where you're from, and maybe something that you do to de-stress in these challenging, chaotic, stressful times. So let's hop on. If you have a mat, I'm going to have mine side to side so that you guys can see a little bit more of the form, but feel free to have yours facing your camera, again, whatever works for you. But we're going to start just sitting down in our seated position. And so this is what's comfortable for you. Some people can't get their legs super in toward their body. Some people like to have them out more. Some people like to do the whole full stacking of their legs. Whatever is comfortable for you. If you have a block, which is a yoga addition that you can use, you can sit on the block if that's comfortable, or a folded towel. But we're just going to sit in our seated position, hands on your knees. I would invite you to close your eyes. You don't have to. If you can hear me, fine. Or you can keep them open, whatever's comfortable for you. But we're just going to really start by centering ourselves and taking some deep breaths, just really letting your body and your mind settle. I always think of a snow globe, and when our world right now has been shaken up in so many ways, this is the time to just let all that snow settle down inside of that globe. So I'm just going to sit here just for a few minutes, and feel free to breathe at your pace. So based on your lung size or how your heart rate, you're going to breathe differently. So your breath doesn't have to match my breath, but I would really just invite you to fill your lungs completely and then exhale them completely. They say that a lot of us never really empty our lungs, and so we're only breathing through 2/3 of our lung space. And so when you really let it all out, you get to breathe new life into those lungs. So your own pace, just enjoy some deep breaths, let out all the stress that's been swirling around us. Then we're going to start just by warming up our body from the top down. So dropping your chin down to your chest, just letting your head hang, don't force it. And then you're going to make big circles with your chin in whichever direction feels natural for you. Big circles. And then at the bottom, we're going to reverse through the circles in the other direction. If this makes you feel dizzy, feel free to open your eyes. Sometimes that helps. Or just stay with your chin to your chest. We're going to come back to center. Now we're going to drop our ear to our shoulder. You pick which one feels right. We're going to do both sides. Then we're going to drop to the other direction. Just really stretching out our neck. A lot of us hold tension in our necks. And there's a lot to be tense about. Back to center. We're going to roll those shoulders toward the front, up and back. Just big circles. This is another area. You might hear like snap, crackle, and pop, getting your joints moving. There's fluid around your joints, and the more you move them, the more it activates it. It's almost like a lubricant for your car. So if you're feeling stress, this is a great way to get your shoulders moving and kind of release them. Then now let's reverse the direction. So up and toward the front. So back to the front. Sounds like an old rap song. It's also a little awkward because I'm used to teaching with music, but we're gonna do this. You can feel free, if you want to listen to this later, put your own music on in the background. So let's bring our fingers down to our mat and really just open up the chest, pull your shoulder blades together. Just a little opening. Then we're gonna reach our fingertips high and long, whatever's comfortable for you. Our body is still pretty cold, so you can move up side to side if that feels good. Don't forget to breathe. Now let's bring them down in a cactus motion. So again, opening up your chest. Bring those fingertips down to the mat behind you. Lean back a little, lifting your collarbone up to the sky. Feeling that sunshine is coming through our windows. And now I want you to hug a giant beach ball, reaching your hands toward the front and then cupping them onto the ground. So you're reaching forward, whatever's comfortable for you. And then you're going to draw those hands into your lap and back to your seated position. We're going to do that again. Hands go up to the sky. Reach, reach, reach. Down into a cactus. Open up that chest. Fingertips behind you. Lean back slightly. Hug your giant beach ball all the way to the front. And then draw them into your lap. One more time, a little quicker. Up. You can inhale, exhale, cactus. Inhale back to the ground. And then exhale all the way to the front, scooping. And then back into your lap. Feels good. All right, we're gonna get to our hands and knees. Again, if this is comfortable for you, if you have a mat and you can even double it up if your knees are uncomfortable, depending on what you have under your mat. Sometimes hardwood floor can be a little bit tough on the knees, or you can roll up a towel. So we're gonna go into our tabletop position. So this is basically, your hands are directly under your shoulders, your knees are directly under your hips, your feet are grounded. And we're gonna round our back up toward the sky. And then we're gonna drop our belly down toward the ground. So it's that cat and cow motion, just up and down. And for a lot of us, if we've been sitting or working at home or cleaning our houses, spring cleaning, you might be tight, or shoveling snow here in Colorado. We're gonna come back to our table position. We're gonna extend one foot out. Let's go with your right foot so we can all be on the same page. And see how my toes are on the mat? I'm gonna push my heel back a little bit, a little motion. Stretch out the back of that leg. You can move or you can stay static, whatever feels comfortable for you. I tend to move a little bit. Then we're going to come back to our table position, lifting up our left hand. If available for you, this is balance and core strength. If this is too much, put your hand down or put your leg down, whichever feels better. Now we're going to crunch our back up just like we were doing before and crunch our knee and our elbow together and then extend it. Again, crunch it in and extend. One more time. And extend. Hand comes back to the mat, knee to the mat, cat and cow again, drop that belly, and then round it up. Drop it down, and then round it up. Now other leg, left foot, back of the mat, push that heel back, stretching out the back of your leg. Then coming back to neutral, lifting that right hand up for balance. Drawing that knee and elbow together, arching your back, and then out. It's 1, in, 2, last time in, and out. Bring that hand down, knees toward your mat. We're going to go into child's pose. So this is your bottom is coming back to your heels. Your arms are extending out, whatever's comfortable. If your head can reach the mat, go for it. We're going to come back to this position whenever you need a rest. And if your shoulders need a rest, feel free to put them back by your toes. Don't forget to breathe. All right, extending our hands back out in front of us, back to our tabletop. I'm going to lose my sweater real quick. You might be getting warm, which is good. Your body is moving. It's getting warm. So you might be getting hot. Okay. So hands on your mat. Toes are going to tuck. And we're going to push back to down dog. So if you're familiar with yoga, this is a very common pose. If you're not, let me talk you through it. Your feet are about shoulder width apart. You're pushing your body back. Your ears are between your elbows. Just like if you were a dog and you're stretching in the grass, this is our downward dog. Feel free to breathe. Now we're going to move our body forward into a plank position. A lot of people are familiar with plank. So your body just comes a little bit forward. Push back, down dog. And then forward to plank. Again, if this is ever too much, just drop to your knees. You can do similar. Back to down dog. And then to plank. One more time. And plank. This is great for your shoulders. So I want you to walk your hands toward your feet. Bring it all the way back to the back of your mat. And we're going to work our sun salutation. So I'm going to turn a little bit toward you so that you can see, hopefully. This is a flow of yoga called the sun salutation. It's very common. So from the top of your mat, you're going to stand in that mountain pose. So let's ground ourselves, right? Our feet are touching the earth. All four corners of your feet. Your shoulders are down and back, not extended, just natural, and your hands are hanging by your hips. This is a grounding pose. This is our starter spot, okay? So now we're going to raise our hands up. A big sweep, reach those fingers. Then we're going to fold, bring your head down toward our toes. And wherever your hands touch. Now I have super short legs. My fingers I can put my palms on the ground. You might be here, and that's okay. Okay? Every body is different, just like we said. So from here, you're going to bring your hands toward your knees and straighten your back. Can you see that? It's hard to see. So it's like a 7. Straight back. Okay? That's called half lift. Then we're going to fold again. Plant our hands. Step our feet back to downward dog. Bring our body forward just like we did in that plank position. You can either be here on your feet or you can drop to your knees. But what you're going to do is lower your body down to the mat and then lift up for a cobra. We're doing this slow now, but we're gonna increase it a little bit, okay? Putting your feet, planting, see how they tuck? Push back to down dog. And now I want you to step your feet to your hands. Then we're gonna raise up in that big reverse swan. Hands to heart, we're back right where we started. So now let's do that again. Hands go up, inhale, forward fold all the way down. Half lift, back goes flat. Hands go down, feet step back, down dog, forward to plank, bending those elbows, bring it all the way down to your mat, and then up into cobra. Plant those toes, push back to down dog, then step your feet back to your hands. Inhale all the way up, hands to heart. Do one more time, okay? Inhale up, forward fold. Half lift. Hands go down, feet go back, down dog. Pushing forward to plank. Bending those elbows all the way down, and then up in your cobra. Tucking those toes, pushing your body back to downward dog. And then we're gonna walk our hands back to our feet. Rolling your body up, hands come up, and then to heart center. We're gonna work on a couple of our push-ups, which again, I'll give you modifications if you're like, girl, I thought this was de-stressing. I don't know how to do a push-up. It's gonna be all right, okay? This is de-stressing. Moving your body is great to de-stress, okay? So, let me turn it this way. It's hard to know which is the best angle to show you guys. So you're gonna start at the back of your mat. Back in that grounded position. We're gonna roll our body down. So we're not just plopping, we're rolling down slow and controlled. We're gonna walk our hands out to the front of our mat. And now here are your options. You can stay here and do your push-ups. I recommend mostly all of us should be on our knees, okay? Unless you've been doing push-ups a lot, you don't wanna risk hurting your shoulder, on your knees. And you want your body, your hands are directly under your shoulders. You want your arms to literally scrape the side of your body. These are your tricep push-ups, and they're gonna help you with your up dog and your cobra and your chaturanga. So we're gonna do 3 push-ups. So down and up, down, up, one more. Then we're gonna tuck those toes and walk our hands back to our feet. Rolling it up, whew, mountain 3. Back to where we started. We're gonna do that 2 more times. So we're gonna roll down, walk it out, drop those knees, position your hands, and then 3 push-ups, down and up. This is great for those triceps, the wings that we try to get rid of. Tucking those toes, walking your hands back. Rolling it up, back to center. Last time down, out, dropping those knees, tricep push-up, down and up. Tucking your toes and walking back. Roll it up, hands to heart. So we're gonna do a little bit of balance, and then we will move on to our flow section. If you need water, at this point would be a good little time to grab some. All right, so balance. Who doesn't need more balance in their life currently, right? So we're gonna do some tree poses. So starting back in that mountain, grounding you on, it's also gonna depend on what kind of surface you're on. I'm on carpet, like fluffy carpet, so I have a lot of buoyancy, I guess. But ground as much as you can. Feel free if you need to hang on to something. This is not about having the perfect pose. It's about working all those little balance muscles that we don't do very often. So I'm gonna ground ourselves in our tree. Shifting your weight to one side, lifting the other leg. finding where it fits right for you. So for some, it's going to be the calf. For some of my friends, they can pull their leg all the way up. My thighs don't really cooperate with that, so I like mine down a little lower. Then you're going to bring your hands to heart center, finding your balance in the moment. And if your ankles are shaking, that's the point. That's where you're going to get those muscles to grow stronger. And then when you feel ready, you can grow your branches and let your tree sway in the wind if you want, whatever feels natural for you. Working that balance. Then if you feel so inclined, one of my favorite is to grab your back foot, leaning forward slightly to dancer. Just makes you feel a little strong. Makes you feel grounded and strong. Okay, coming back to center. Let's shake those little wiggles out, especially on that one leg. And we're going to do the other side. So, coming back, centering, leaning all your weight to the other side, and finding your foot position on this leg. It might be different. Our bodies sometimes are not always totally even in our balance. Hands come to heart center. One side is probably less balanced than the other. But you can find a focal point. If you just stare at that one spot, that will help with your balance. And then feel free to grow your branches. Grabbing that foot, if you feel so inclined, leaning slightly forward into dancer. And then release. So fun. All right, so now let's go to our flow section. This is probably my favorite part of Paya that I used to teach and yoga is moving through poses. So sometimes it's important to get into a position and really let your body melt and stay there, but I personally like to move. So we're gonna do some standing poses in a flow sequence. We'll do 2 or 3 times on each side, and then we're gonna wrap up with some more stretching. So I want you to get in your warrior, we'll get into our warrior position, okay? So if you're unfamiliar with what that is, your warrior 1 means your front foot is facing forward, your back foot is turned in, and your hips, so this is gonna depend on your body. Some of you might be here, some of you might have long legs and you're like taking up the whole mat. It's what feels comfortable for you. So find your position. Front foot, we're gonna start, I'm on my left foot, but you pick. Front foot is forward, back foot is turned in, and we're forward, okay? So we are gonna put our hands behind us and lean forward like we're gonna take off for a race, like in 3rd grade, okay? So we're leaning forward, this is called flight, and we're gonna circle our arms up and then back. Up. So this is you're using balance, you're using your strength, core muscles. Now this time we're gonna open our bodies up to warrior 2. And the difference with that is your front foot is still forward, your back foot is still bent, a little bit more perpendicular to the back of your mat, but your hips are facing the side of your mat instead of the front of your mat, okay? So we're just gonna walk through this. So warrior 2, this is where we are, okay? Leaning, bending that front leg, back leg is stretching, and we're gonna move. So we're gonna put our hands up and then down. Up, down. Now from here, we're gonna straighten that front leg, lean our bodies forward, and then hinge at the hip into triangle. This is your triangle, not my triangle. So I might be able to go all the way down, but it's not about going low, it's about being open, okay? So we're opening up that triangle, and then we're gonna rotate this top arm. So circle, big circles. Now in that last circle, we're gonna bring both hands all the way down to your mat. I'm gonna push back just a little so you can see. So my hands are my mat. If you can't reach here, that's cool, be up here. wherever's comfortable for you. So this is our low lunge, and we're gonna move through it, little bits, okay? You're bending that front leg, you're moving your body. Then we're gonna straighten that front leg, ground that back leg, come up a little bit, and then leaning forward with a flat back. This is your pyramid. And then we're gonna go right back to the beginning. So bending that front leg, your back foot is still turned out, back to warrior one, okay? We're gonna go into our flight. So flying forward, circling. Now that you know where we're going, we're gonna go through all of them connected. Circling. Then you're gonna open it up to warrior two. Adjust your feet as needed. Straighten that leg and bring it down. Pausing, straight leg, body forward, hinging to your triangle, rotating that top arm. Both hands come all the way down to that low lunge. Move your body how it feels comfortable for you, or you can be still if that works for you. Straightening that front leg, stepping that back leg in slightly, coming up, and then hinging for your pyramid. Stepping your right foot forward, your back foot. We're gonna do the other side, okay? So, leaning forward, grounding that back foot, warrior one with your other leg. So this is my right leg, whatever leg you didn't do last time, okay? So we're gonna get in that warrior position, warrior one, so we know that we have our legs and feet and arms correctly. Then we're gonna lean forward into flight, circle those arms. And we're gonna open it up to warrior two. So now my back is to you, but you can see the opposite view, okay? Front foot's forward, back foot perpendicular, arms are straight, and then we're gonna move. Straighten your leg, and down. Pausing, straighten that front leg, hinge your body forward into your triangle. Rotating that top arm in a big circle. Bringing both hands all the way down to your mat, bending that front leg into that low lunge. Move if you desire. Stay still if that feels better. Grounding that back foot, straightening that front leg. Bring your body up and then hinging for pyramid. We're gonna do that one more time and then have some cool down. So bending that front leg, grounding that back foot, making sure your hips are straight to that warrior one, leaning forward to flight, circle. Opening it up to warrior two, adjusting your feet, adjusting your hips, up and down. Pausing, straightening that front leg, hinging your body forward into your triangle and rotating that top arm. Hands come down in front, right around that foot, that low lunge position. You can move or you can stay still. Grounding that back foot, straightening that front leg, hinging into your pyramid. Flat back, straight leg. You don't want to overextend it, you can bend it slightly. And we're gonna bend that front leg, releasing the pressure, stepping that back foot forward to the top of our mat. Whew, that was a good little flow. So we are going to have a seat on our mat. This is gonna be a little bonus, a little ab section if you wanna work on your core. I usually do this at the end of all my classes. It only takes a minute, and then we will stretch and be done. So I want you to lay with your body on your mat, as comfortable as you can be. Sometimes you have to adjust your ponytail. And I want you to tuck your hands a little bit under your bottom. This gives them a little bit of a stand. And you're gonna lift your legs up straight to the air, okay? You're gonna lower your legs slowly and then scoop them up. Lower and scoop. Lower, scoop, one more. Lower, and then from here, little kicks. Y'all remember doing these in like PE in 8th grade? Super fun. Now I want you to bring your feet toward your butt, bending your knees, and side to side, tap the tops of your feet. All right, relaxing, extending your feet out, extending your arms long, give yourself a full body stretch. Drawing one foot in, pick a leg. We're gonna draw that knee into our armpit and really stretch it out. Then you could draw that knee over your body to the opposite side. Try to keep your shoulders grounded, giving yourself a little twist. Bring it back to center, switching legs. So draw the other leg in toward your other armpit. Stretch it out. You can wiggle your toes if you want. And then draw it over your body, opposite side. Back to center. We're going to keep our feet grounded on the mat toward our bottom. And we're going to keep our feet shoulder width apart. We're going to drop our knees to one side. It's like a windshield wiper. Just opening up that hip. And then dropping to the other side. Back to center. And this one, everyone feels so awkward, but it's so good. You're gonna bring your knees up, grab your feet like a baby in a crib. It's called Happy Baby. And you really, wherever you can grab, if you can't get to your feet, just let your knees come toward your armpits. Let your body relax. You will never be in this position for any other reason than this class, but it really does open up our hips, and we carry a lot of stress in that area. Our low back. And then release. Now I want you to find your most comfortable resting position. So this is the end of a lot of yoga classes. We'll have a Shavasana or a time of meditation. We're just gonna, for the next minute, lay here, and what I want you to do is let your body melt into the mat. Now one of the things is Shavasana is also called the corpse pose. It's basically like you're laying here dead, but what I want you to use this time for is to just let all the things that are weighing you down, all the stress, all the uncertainty, just die on this mat. Like when you get up from this class, you're leaving them on the mat, okay? So for the next 60 seconds, I'm not gonna talk, and I just want you to let your body melt into the mat and think about all the things that you wanna leave here. Any of the worries, any of the frustrations, because when you get up, you're not taking them with you. Now you can start wiggling your toes, wiggling your wrists, moving your body however feels comfortable. Coming back to our seated position. Meet me back here. And we're gonna wrap up. Again, breathing deeply, just having gratitude for all the blessings that we do have. There's so much uncertainty, but what we are certain of, let us hold on to and truly cherish. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Hopefully this was useful and helpful, and we will see if we're going to do it again next Friday. But until then, namaste. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and stay safe, wash your hands, don't touch your face. Bye, friends.